My car almost died in the highway. Technically, it was losing its power, and the repair cost $7,000. But let me tell you what God did.
Didn't happen like that. It took me a minute to notice it. It was holding me back. It's time to move on to bigger things. Can't live in the past. Moving on to future me. I wonder who she will be. I can't help but think that there is something.
Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Nancy, and I wanted to share this testimony in hopes that it can help someone else out there who is going through similar situation, right? So I am a mom and I solely depend on my car to get from point A to Z. When I say this because I use my car to take my children to school, to transport myself back and from work, home. You know how that goes. Um, so this incident with my car started about 3 weeks ago. On November 5th, I was celebrating my oldest daughter's 17th birthday. So we decided to go to a restaurant in Riverdale. And while heading towards that restaurant, we were in like a standstill traffic on the I-87 here in the Bronx. So all I know is that I was driving and I was trying to accelerate, and the car was not accelerating as it should. So for me, I just instantly started to think, hey, I'm driving on the last lane, which technically is the fast lane. I should start moving more to my right just in case my car decides to shut down or to turn off, because I was unsure of what was really happening with my car. So we ended up driving. We made it to the restaurant by God's grace, safe and sound. And initially, I was thinking maybe this is something that may never happen again. It was just a one time thing. And then I noticed that I was driving my son the following day to drop him off at school before heading to work. And the car felt pretty normal, pretty fine. After dropping him off, I decided to get on the highway to get to work within the next 10 minutes from after dropping him off. So while I'm driving, I notice that I'm trying to again accelerate the car and the car is not accelerating. So here I am again driving on the speed lane, which is the last lane. I had to hurry up and humble myself and move towards the right, only to allow myself, just in case something tends to happen with the car. I don't need to be in the middle of the highway. I don't need to start an accident. So I moved towards my right lane in hope that, I will get to my destination safe, and I decided to slow down with the driving. I ended up calling one of my relatives because my relative is someone who knows a lot about cars. And I just asked him, I told him what was happening. He was like, oh, I just think, he said, I can't think much of it, but just take it back to the dealership. They can give you a better answer than I can. So I took the car to the dealership about 2 weeks ago. And when I took it to the dealership, I'm thinking, hey, they're going to tell me that it's something minor with the transmission, right? Or it's something that I technically need to do on the car that I haven't done as of yet. So so I go and I sit down. I'm sitting in Nissan and I see people coming in and leaving and coming and leaving. And I'm like, hey, like, what's happening with my car? What is taking so long for the car to be serviced? If you're a Nissan dealer or if you go to any dealership, usually you start getting notifications on your phone. So you know that the process of your car, what's happening. But it wasn't showing me anything or wasn't saying anything. So then the service representative who was taking care of me said, hey, Nancy, can you come for a second? So I'm thinking, hey, it's nothing bad. I'm good. So I go to him and he's like, come inside come inside where they, technically service the car. I never been in there before. So for me, I'm like, oh, it must be something bad. So I go to him and then I ask him, I said, hey, what's going on? So he's like, Nancy, I want to tell you something, but I don't know how should I tell you. And I said, listen, are you going to give me good news or bad news? If it's the good news, speed it up. Just tell me. And if it's bad news, slow your roll. But I still need to hear it. So he goes and he tells me, so you need a new transmission. And I said, seriously? I'm like, I just bought this car from the same dealership 4 years ago, and it only had one owner prior to me. So I bought the car with not much mileage. So I'm confused. Why would I need a new transmission? So he's like, what's happening with your car? He's like, I don't know if you know, but your warranty is also expired. It expired in August of 2025. So to get a new transmission is going to cost you about $7,000, $8,000. I just looked at him and I said, well, it seems like you're going to stay with the car because I cannot afford that. I cannot, I'm thinking of everything that's happening right now, like the holidays and how, New York City is so expensive, the food is expensive, and I don't tend to catch a break. It's always something like it's just I just noticed that everything was going wrong for me some way somehow, and I'm just getting to the point where I'm like, Lord, I don't want to say the T word, which is TIRED, and I try not to say that, but that was exactly how I was feeling because I felt like, Lord, why am I not catching a break? Like, I'm doing everything that you're asking me to do. I'm praying, I'm separating myself from people who shouldn't be around me anymore. Like, I'm really doing everything that you asked me to do to the T. And I still feel like it's not enough. So then the guy's like, he's like, you can call Nissan and see if they'll probably help you. And he's like, yeah, all I can tell you is that to fix your car is going to cost a new transmission. So I'm thinking like, oh my God. So if I have to figure out how to get the money, I will have to be without a car because of the fact that I wouldn't be able to get a loaner from the actual dealership. I will have to rent the car from them. So I even asked him like, okay, if I was to leave the car, how much will you charge me to rent? He's like, oh, $70 an hour to rent, 70 a day to rent a car from the dealership. And I'm like, oh no. So in my head, I'm thinking of all the possible ways of how I can get this straightened out. So he's like, reach out to Nissan and just see what they tell you. So I decided to call Nissan. And while speaking to them, I spoke with a rep and she pretty much told me the same thing. Hey, your warranty is expired. I can try to see how we can go about getting you a transmission, but I just want to give you the heads up. You may have to pay about 20 to 30% if we decide to cover at least 70 or 80. And I said, listen, that's better than paying 100%. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to pay 100 or 20 or even 30 because, again, the holiday is around the corner. I want to be able to do for my children without having to think about my car. So, with that being said, I started the claim and she was like, you should get a response. That happened like on a Friday. So she was like, you should get a response sometime next week. So I came home that Monday following. I got a call from someone. Well, so I'm going to say this. That Thursday, I went to an event in the city. It was a podcast. And of course, we were there like praying, and the whole podcast was about Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell, who is a pastor out of 2819 in Atlanta Church, and it's a Christian non-denominant. I think it's non-denominational. I forgot how to say the word, but it's a Christian church out of Georgia, which I watch religiously every Sunday because I don't have a church to go to here in the Bronx as of yet, but I am in the process of joining a church because I want to go to a church in my community. And I can still listen to his sermons Sundays as well, but I feel like I need to do more for my community. And that's one of the main reasons as to why I need to find a church here in New York City. So to go back to the story about the car, so that weekend, I had such a great, great weekend. Even with praying and knowing what was happening with my car, I remained happy. I still smiled. I still laughed. I still prayed. I still cried. But I was just like, you know what, Lord, I know you will make a way. And I know that you will because you see my bank account. You know there's nothing going on there, Lord. So, please hold your girl down is all I prayed for. So then that Monday, I got a call from the dealership and To my surprise, the person called and said, "Hey, I'm calling you from Nissan, and my name is Joshua." And I'm like, "This, wait, Joshua? Yeah, my car is gonna be taken care of." Of course, we know Joshua's in the Bible, so I'm thinking like, "Lord, I know this is you. I gotcha. I'm listening. I'm being obedient." So then I go and he's like, okay, so he's like, I know you might have spoken to a rep who started your claim, and I just want to let you know, of course, they're gonna give you the bad news before the good news. So he's like, all I can tell you is that Nissan may cover 70 to 80%. You will either be responsible for 30 to 20%, but I can't promise you anything. Right now, I just allow me until Friday, so towards the ending of the week, to give you a response. So I'm busy at work doing everything that I have to do. And that Friday, I got a call from him. And what he mentioned was, "Hey, Nancy, it's Joshua again from Nissan." I'm like, "Yes, Joshua, I hear you. Nice to hear your voice. I hope that you're calling me for some great news. So just know this is me. This is me always." And he's like, "Well, I'm calling you to tell you that we will cover your car 100%. I was like, "Lord, have mercy on me, Lord." I know that that was all you all along. And I just started like crying, and I was just like, "Lord, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. Thank you for helping me, especially times like now." And I just cried because I'm just a big baby at times. So then he said, "Call the dealership. They are already aware that your car is fully covered, and just make sure to reach out to us if anything." So I called the dealership, and then I spoke with him, and then they said, "Hey, you can bring the car in as early as possible. I cannot promise you how long it will take for the car to be ready, but I'm hoping that it will be ready before the ending of the week." So I said, "Okay." So that's, Monday, dropped off the car. And then, we had Thanksgiving week. So that already put me like on a sad note. It's not like I was doing anything in particular this whole week, but I was able to have off like 2 days, even though not really because I work remote on Friday. But I was able to like, I wanted to do something with my children this weekend because I said, "Hey, like I've been working so hard. I've been working 6 days out the week, and the least that I can do is spend time with my children and do something with them." So because of what happened with the car, we weren't able to do anything this weekend. So, but I'm still grateful and I'm thankful because my car is up and it's functional, and it's acting like the baby that she is because I call my car a girl because it's my car. Um, so, with that being said, I don't want to lose my frame of thought, but so I mentioned about that. So yeah, I didn't get the opportunity to go out with my kids. But I'm still grateful for everything that has transpired and how everything happened. And I wanted to give this testimony because there's a lot of us out there who are currently suffering quietly. Because again, we either don't have it financially, you may look at me and I look like everything is well. I'm going through my own battles as well, but I don't allow what's happening in my life stop me from being who I am. If you get